I'm Andrew Megill with the Masterwork Chorus and Orchestra of Morristown, New Jersey. Today's question is how performances of Messiah have changed over the years. The short answer is that following Handel's death, they grew enormously. While we talked about last time that Handel's orchestra and choir probably numbered around 40 or 50 performers, some of the later performances were truly gargantuan. In 1784, 25 years after Handel's death, there's a performance in Westminster Abbey with more than 500 artists, a chorus of about 250, and an orchestra of the same size. In 1786, the German composer Johann Hiller conducted a performance in Berlin in Italian that had a chorus of 118 and an orchestra of 181. In 1851, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the death of Handel, a commemorative performance had a choir of over 2,500 singers. And one of my favorites, in 1869, one of the first performances of the Hallelujah Chorus in the United States had a chorus of over 10,000. In 1849, a periodical called the Musical Examiner ran the following quote, "Who ever heard of a choir too large for Handel? Not though nations should be formed into choirs, would one cry, halt, enough." Along with the increase in performing forces, we also had several reorchestrations. Mozart's is the most famous, that he was commissioned to reorchestrate the work. He added woodwinds and in fact replaced the trumpet in The Trumpet Shall Sound with a French horn. A later orchestration is also one by Eugene Goossens in the early 20th century, a very famous performance conducted by Sir Thomas Beecham, which called for an enormous orchestra. This included a triangle, which played during the Hallelujah Chorus. In the 1950s and 60s, performers began to discover documents that showed us how Handel performed the work himself, and interest in early music performance practice began to blossom. Most performers today try in some way to mimic the size and scope of Handel's performances. For instance, for our performances, we'll use an orchestra very similar in size to Handel's, although we will continue the tradition of a large community chorus, which brings a great joy, the joy of community and of family, to this wonderful piece. Next time we'll answer the question, what should I listen for when I hear Messiah?